So other than that, then we can go ahead and get started. If somebody trickles in, they can just find them. There's a couple seats left, so they'll be able to find their place. Some of you guys know me, many of you don't. I'm Shannon. I am a veterinary technician, so I'm a registered veterinary technician. I worked in hospitals up in Napa for quite a few years, and then my husband, we both grew up here, so we moved back to Ventura about 10 years ago, and I haven't worked in a hospital, but I really started doing more of the behavior work, and I did training up there as well. I'm also a certified professional dog trainer, so that was the first certification that dog trainers could get, and it's a test that you take and just showing that you have knowledge about behavior and training and things like that. So that's what that is. And then the Pryor Academy Certified Training Partner, that is a more intense dog training program. It's 6 months, half of it's online, and then 4 times during the 6 months, I had to go down to San Diego with my dog and do training with my dog and learn, even more in-depth things about clicker training primarily, but also just enhance my behavior skills. Something that's not on there is I'm also the current president of the Society of Veterinary Behavior Technicians. So that's a group of veterinary technicians who really want to enhance behavior and learning in veterinary offices, because unfortunately the veterinary technician schools and veterinary schools in general do not teach a lot of this in the schools. So we're trying to educate the veterinary teams more about behavior. One other thing I wanted to tell you guys, feel free, there's no need that you have to stay, in this perfect lines. So if you need to move your chair, it's totally easy, casual. So I didn't want you to have to worry that you had to stay in this stadium seating. We just sort of set it up that way. Anyway, we'll go through. I have time for questions at the end, but if you do have some questions, feel free to raise your hand. And if I can't get it at that moment, I'll tell you just a second and we'll go on. Otherwise, you feel free to ask questions as well, because I really want you to have a good understanding of what your dogs are trying to tell you with some of their crazy things that they do. If at any point the audio goes, you can't hear it, just let it know, hey, I can't hear you. We do have some videos, and we tried to make sure the audio was, you could hear it good, but you weren't at a big band concert where you had no hearing later, so just let us know. So, and my husband's going to be my clicker, because I don't have my clicker right now. So we're going to go ahead and start off. Obviously, we're talking about body language and how dogs communicate. And when they are communicating, oftentimes we make mistakes. We think that something means something, but it really means something different in the dog world. We obviously, humans speak with language. Dogs speak with their bodies. They tell each other things, and some things are very, very subtle. So we need to know what they're trying to tell us so that we can respond appropriately. And unfortunately, as you will see, some of the things that we thought something meant, we now know they meant something completely different. So most people know what the happy dog looks like. Happy dogs, the big relaxed face, floppy ears. If they're laying on their back, now they can be laying on their back and being submissive, which you'll see later too. But this is the, I'll just cover up my belly, and then a nice little, relaxed tongue. We really want you to pay attention to that, because there are some subtle differences that you're going to see that down the line, you're going to notice that, oh, not every pant is a happy pant. Or, ears, this puppy's on the bottom, his ears are forward. But they're relaxed. You're going to get to see some differences when you look at the whole body of the dog. You start to see that a tail wag doesn't always mean it's a happy dog. Sometimes tail wags just mean I'm aroused, and I'm kind of aroused, and it could be a good aroused or it could be a bad aroused. It could be I'm so happy to see you, but it could be I'm about to bite you, depending on where the tail is. So that's where people need to know that there's a difference, because I have heard, as a dog trainer and a veterinary nurse, I started really training dogs when I was 16 years old. So well over 20 years I've been doing things with dogs, and I have heard a lot of things as I've learned. And one of the things I hear a lot is, well, they were wagging their tail right before they bit me. Well, that's because tail wags don't always mean I'm happy.